நம்முடைய தமிழ் மொழி உலகிலேயே மிகவும் தொன்மையான மொழி. எந்த தேசத்திடம் இருக்கின்றதோ அந்த தேசத்திடம் பெருமிதம் பொங்க வேண்டுமா கூடாதா சொல்லுங்க.
செம்மொழி வலையொலி யூடியூப் சேனல். இந்த சேனலின் மூலமாக, அந்த வலையொலியின் மூலமாக பல்வேறு தகவல்களை தினந்தோறும் நாங்கள் வழங்கி கொண்டிருக்கக்கூடிய அந்த நிலையில் சிலப்பதிகாரம் என்ற தலைப்பில் ஒவ்வொரு பகுதியாக வழங்கக்கூடிய அந்த தொகுப்பை முழுமையாக கண்டு பார்க்கலாம்.
The third Kadai is not a continuation of the second, for it introduces Madari, describes the expertise of the dance master, the music teacher, the poet, the percussion artist, the flutist, the veena artist, and then passes on to give a photographic account of the stage, the Thalaikol that is taken in a procession to the dance hall and placed prominently, Thalaikols, its head facing the distinguished audience. The dance Madari performed, leading to the award of a title and the prize of a priceless necklace and 1,008 pieces of gold. Andimalai Sirappuchai Kadai is also unique, as its theme is the evening, which adds to the grief of chaste wives parted from their husbands, and to the joy of women in the company of their lovers, the moon providing cool shade to those who honor him and unbearable heat to others, appears benign to Madhavi and hostile to lonely Kannagi. The description of Puhar in Indira Vidavuredutha Kadai is not similar to that of the prosperous cities in other epics. Unlike those ideal cities, it is pictured as a real one, where we come across stately homes, the settlements of Yavanas, and well laid out streets. In the city itself stood the King's Way, the flagged car street, the market square, the boulevard, where merchant princes dwelt in tall mansions, the Brahmin homes, the houses of landed families and their tenant farmers, of physicians, astrologers, and those employed in other tasks, the broad streets of the homes of those who with skill bored holes into bright gems, and those who polished ornate conches. In separate houses lived charioteers, bards, panegyrists, astronomers, handsome dancers, harlots, actresses, flower and beetle girls, maidservants, professional musicians, drummers of various sorts, and jesters. In Kadaladu Kadai, a noble hero of Vinjai city shows his wife the far-peaked Himalayas, the Ganga swollen with water, the city of Ujjaini, the Vindhya forest, the Vengadam hills, the land of the Kaveri, and finally both of them visit Puhar, where they see the joyous festival. The 11 dances performed by Madhavi reenact scenes from several myths and Puranas. Keeping in mind such passages, Nachinarkiniyar might have felt that Silambu is an instance of what Tolkapiyar calls Tonmai. In Vetuvavari again, the story does not receive any importance. On the other hand, it is primarily concerned with Salini, the priestess to the Marava community, the sacrifice of the Maravar, the choice of the priestess, the appearance of Kottravai, the worship of Kottravai, and the life of the Einar of the Palai region. In Urhan Kadai, There is another realistic account of a city, this time Madurai, where Kovalan walks past the big street with its 2 rows of elegant mansions, the marketplace where things are spread out in rich profusion, the renowned goldsmith's street, the cloth merchant's street, the grain merchant's street, the streets of the 4 castes, the crossings of 3 or 4 streets, meeting places and little streets and lanes. Aichiyar Kuravai is out and out folkloristic in form and matter. The herdswomen see some bad omens and complain. The milk in the pot hasn't curdled. Tearful are the eyes of the big humped bulls. Some evil is about to happen. The sweet butter in the hanging pot doesn't melt. The lambs lie down and don't romp about. Some evil is about to happen. Herds of cows with 4-nippled udders tremble and move. The bells slip from their necks. Some evil is about to happen. This Uraipaattu Madai is followed by Karuppam, that is prediction, Kolu, that is theme, Eduthukaattu, that is examples, Koothul Padudal, that is participation in the dance, Paattu, that is song, Vandran Pagudi, that is songs with 1 beat, then Aadunar Puhaldal, that is in praise of the dancers, then Ulvari Vaadthu, that is in praise of the masquerade dance, then Munnilai Paraval, praising the Lord in the second person, and Padarkai Paraval, that is praising the Lord, that is God, praising God in the third person. Madhari tells her daughter that in order to rid the cows and calves of their pain, they will perform the round dance in the presence of Kannagi, one of the boyhood dances of Mayavan and Balaraman with Pinnai, Napinnai. 7 girls are chosen by Madhari, who declares that they belong respectively to the one who leaps without fear on the black bull, who tames the bull with the red spots on his forehead, who mounts the strong young bull, who controls the bull with the small white spots, who overcomes the bull with the gold spots, who defeats the victorious young bull, who overpowers the pure white bull. She asks them to stand in the traditional order and gives the name of a musical note to each of them. Pinnai puts the rich basil garland on Mayavan and begins the flawless dance. Madhari claims that it was Pinnai that turned the gaze of the Lord away from his consort. In the circle, the girls take their positions, hold one another's arms and study the rhythm for the dance. The song of Mayavan alludes to his great deeds. O friend, Mayavan struck down the fruit with a cough as his stick. Today if he came among our herd of cows, won't we hear the sweet laburnum flute on his mouth? O friend, Mayavan churned the ocean with a serpent as his rope. If he came here among our herd of cows, won't we hear the sweet bamboo flute on his mouth? O friend, Mayavan pulled out the citrus tree in our broad uplands. At daytime if he came among our herd of cows, won't we hear the sweet jasmine flute at his mouth? None can resist the charm of the folk songs in which the device of refrain is used with extraordinary effect. There are exquisite brief accounts of the deeds of Mayon mentioned in myths and Puranas. He is churning the belly of the sea with a northern mountain as a churning stick, and the serpent Vasugi as a rope. He is devouring the entire universe, though hunger doesn't trouble him. He is striding the three worlds with his two lotus feet to rid them of darkness, and he is serving the Pandavas as their messenger. The Lord is praised in ever memorable words. Years are not years that haven't heard of the glory of the old warrior who kept his promise. Eyes are not eyes that haven't seen the dark Lord with red feet, eyes and lips. Tongues are not tongues that haven't praised the Lord who frustrated the wiles of foolish Kamsa. The chapter, mainly drawing its inspiration from folklore, comes to an end with a typical folk appeal to the folk deity. May the God praised in the round dance that we performed remove the troubles of our cows. Kundrakuravai is another Kadai which deals with the life and work of another group of socially inferior people, hill dwellers, who first witness the scene of Kannagi being taken to heaven with her husband by the gods and deify her. Let us honor this woman as our goddess, O people of small huts. Let us honor this goddess. Sound the great drum, sound the little drum, blow the horn, ring the loud bell, sing the Kurinji raga, offer strong incense and rain flowers in honor of this woman who has lost a breast, so that our mountains are forever blessed with plenty. The Uraipattu Madai is followed by Koluchol, that is theme, Shiraipuram, that is interlude, the friend speaks to her. Pattu Madai, Arathodu Nilai, she speaks to her friend. Pattu Madai interlude, her friend speaks to her, he within earshot. And again Pattu Madai interlude, again the friend speaking to her. Apart from the opening lines giving an eyewitness account of the ascension of Kannagi, there is nothing in the Kadai that takes the story any further. Following the Aham conventions of Sangam poetry, the songs dramatize the lovesickness of a hill maid who confides in her friend how it has been caused and how their mother is mistaken about it. Good woman with striped bangles, this makes me laugh. Mother who hasn't heard the village gossip thinks I am possessed by Kadamban. She has called the shaman to perform the dance to rid me of this illness caused by the man from the cool mountain on which peppercorns grow. Good woman with fair bangles, this makes me laugh. If the Lord who brought down the Kuruhu mountain comes here, he is a bigger fool than the shaman who comes to rid me of the illness caused by the man from the high mountain. But her friend consoles her, expressing her hope that the man from the high mountain is bound to come back to marry her. The son of the Lord, seated under the banyan tree, and his wife will come on his peacock to the courtyard where the shaman performs the dance. When he comes, we will ask his blessing for our marriage with the man from the high mountain. Lord of six faces, we adore your feet and the mountain girl of our tribe. We ask that our man who touched your holy feet and promised to wed have a true marriage and end our love making in secret. The heroine's confidant tells her that the hero hiding himself was listening to them while they sang, and that she later told him that the people of the small huts would not accept him as the god wreathed in a Kadamba garland. Then they all sing in praise of the woman who honored their place by visiting it and prayed to her to see to it that all will be well with their village. If we sing in honor of the woman who will not be sent back from heaven, a favor will be bestowed on this village. A favor is bestowed on our village. A favor is bestowed on it. A favor is bestowed on our village of seeing the marriage of the woman with gold bangles and her husband. The Kadai ultimately turns out to be a beautiful scene from the hill tribe's joyous life of song and dance. Varthu Kadai consists of a rare benediction, the daughters of Vanchi praying to the goddess Kannagi to bless the royal trinity of the Tamil land. The variety of narrative techniques in it is matched by a variety of songs. The preface in prose, that is Uraipattu Madai, briefly telling the story of the dedication of the image of Kannagi, for which Cheran Senguttuvan brought a stone from the Himalaya, and of the tragic deaths of Kannagi's mother-in-law and Madari, goes on to describe the visit of Kannagi's foster mother, her close friend Tevanti and Ayyai to the palace of Senguttuvan. During their meeting, Tevanti burst into a song revealing her identity. She sings, "Know me as the friend of that goddess, know me as the friend of the woman of the Chola country." In her song, Kannagi is described as the one born in the northern Himalaya and bathed in the swirling waters of the Ganga. Kannagi's foster mother claims in another song that her daughter did not give vent to her anger toward the fair and pleasant Madhavi, but hand in hand walked with her dear husband through the terrible forest where even a handful of water could not be found in the wells. In a third song, Kannagi's close friend praises her as the one who said not a word to the mother who gave her birth, to the foster mother who raised her, or even to me, but followed her husband as a dutiful wife. Before the image of Kannagi, all the three lament, reporting to her what happened to her parents-in-law, Madhavi, and her daughter Manimekalai. Senguttuvan sees Kannagi in a vision and is told by her that in heaven she is reconciled with the Pandya king, whom she has accepted as her father. Revealing his astonishment, he says, "What? Oh, what is this? Oh, what is this? Oh, what is this? I see a vision in the sky of a lightning figure with gold anklets, a girdle, bangles round her arms, earrings of gold set with rare diamonds, and other ornaments of pure gold. Greeting all of them, she speaks of her present position. Blameless is the Pandyan, now an honored guest in the palace of the king of the gods. I am his daughter. I am going to play on Venvalan's hill. Friends, come there, all of you." The strange vision is followed by the chorus of the girls of Vanji, who without bias praise the three kings and invoke the goddess in a melodious series of triplets and quadruplets. The Chola king is praised for being the descendant of great ones that have great conquests to their credit. Ammanai, a class of poems, each verse of which has Ammanai as its refrain and is supposed to be sung by girls while playing with wooden balls, is used for this purpose. Ammanai, who is the victorious king, praised by heaven, that sat on the scales and offered a piece of his own flesh for the sake of a dove. Ammanai, the king that offered a piece of his own flesh, is the guardian who sought justice for the sake of a cow. Ammanai, let us sing of that king's city, Puhar. If Puhar, the birthplace of Kannagi, receives this praise, the Tennavan, who has now been completely forgiven by Kannagi, is blessed in Kandugavari, that is song of the ball. Let us run forward, sit, dart back and forth, moving in all directions, as if the climber of the sky, lightning, has struck the earth. Let us run and strike the ball, saying, may the king of the southern countries live forever. May Tennavan live forever. Let us strike the ball, saying, may the king whose chest is adorned with Indra's garland live forever. For the Chera king Usal, the song of the swing is the folk song that is chosen. And the song is this: shall we not swing, tossing our long black hair, singing of the valor of the Lord of the mountain, the Seral king Porayan, who offered an enormous amount of food in the war between 5 Pandavas and the 100 Kauravas. Shall we not swing, singing of how the Kadamba oak was pulled apart? The final Vallai Pattu, a song by women husking or culling grain. This Vallai Pattu has one verse each for the three. In the song of Sembian, the women of Puhar, using sweet sugar cane as pestles, pound choice pearls in the shade of the flowering Portia tree. In the song of Panjavan, the women of Madurai, using red coral pestles, pound pearls. In the song of Chera king, the women of Vanji, using white ivory pestles, pound rare pearls in sandalwood mortars. Of the 30 cantos, only 22 are called Kadai and tell the story in choice words and measured phrases. The first canto is called Mangala Varthu, a song that blesses. 3 cantos are called Vari, a type of folk song that is combined with dance. 2 cantos are called Kuravai, a round dance with song. The other 2 are called Malai, a garland of verses. In all these, Ilangovadigal demonstrates that he has the skills of all the artists he describes in the 3rd canto. These are the artists that he describes. An expert in the traditions of the dance, her tutor knew well the rules of the folk and classical styles. Guided by the exact convention of the text, he classified and elaborated upon the different types of dances and songs that consort with them in the true spirit of their composers. An expert on the theatre, he knew its 2 sections, the Vetiyal and Puduviyal, knew the melody improvised by the music teacher. Guided by the exact conventions of the text and aware of the faulty phrase of his rivals, he was resolute to avoid them in his own work. He knew the way hard and soft consonants were mellowed to ravish the ear. Adigal knew the Sangam tradition, but had a repertoire of revolutionary and innovative devices and techniques at his beck and call. The Palai region is described in Vetuvavari, the Marudham in Nadugan Kadai, the Neidal in Kanalvari, the Kurinji in Kundrakuravai, and the Mullai in Aichiyar Kuravai. All the 3 capitals, Pugar, Madurai and Vanji, are shown from different angles with kaleidoscopic variations. The first canto sings of the glorious city of Puhar, of the grandeur of its festivals, of the coming of the gods, of the perennial joy of its subjects, of the divinity of the Kaveri that destroys evil, and of the stages, dances, Tuku and Vari. The second canto sings of the virtues and victories of the Pandya dynasty, of the preeminence of the old city of Madurai, of the splendor of its festivals, of the endless joy of its subjects, of the fertility caused by the great Vaiyai, and of the two types of drama known as Arappadi and Sattuvadi. The third canto sings of the greatness of the Chera king, of the matchless beauty of the city of Vanji, of the glory of its festivals, of the unalloyed joy of its subjects, and of the songs and dances with their subtle interrelationships. And the entire work, as it is claimed in the epilogue, like a mirror reflecting the distant hills, reflects the essence of the Tamil land, enclosed by the Kumari and Vengadam, and by the western and eastern seas, comprises the five landscapes of Sendamil and Kodundamil, and its language expresses in perfect rhythm the themes of love and war. And there are exquisite songs and dances that conform to the rules of the Vari, Kuravai and Setam. Bakhtin's conclusion that while the modern novel identifies itself completely with the contemporary life, the epic keeps its distance from the real life of humans here and now is not true of Silappathikaram. Bakhtin's conclusion about the epic is not true of Silappathikaram, which freely crosses the boundaries of the traditional epic in many respects, especially by combining the features of high and low genres and by including the carnivalesque. The Russian critic would have certainly been astounded by the uniqueness of this epic novel and heaped upon it the praise he had reserved for Dostoevsky's novels if only he had known about Silappathikaram. That Silappathikaram achieves a fusion of what he identified as the most canonical and the most popular of literary forms by speaking in the same breath about the four lasting values of human life and about the life of the hunters, milkmaids and hill tribes, and by celebrating the three great kings and the commoners would have delighted Bakhtin immensely. Thank you.